Scholars, welcome your beautiful faces back to the counselor's office. I am continuing the trend of pre-recording a bunch of things. I have a backlog of content I wanted to talk about. So I know I experimented with the different approach or presentation. We'll get to that eventually. But right now I'm trying to get through a backlog of stuff that I wanted to talk about. And yes, some of it's a little older, but I wanted to talk about it. And talking about it, we're going to talk about 2025. I know we're almost in February. We're just now reviewing 2025. I know. But generally, I just wanted to see and talk about the best and worst of 2025 when it comes to Destiny 2. Yeah, that's right. And we're going to look at Paul Tassi. Now, I've not really appreciated Paul Tassi ever since he had the studio. He went to go see Bungie. He's come out a different journalist where he is very much more aligned and leaning toward Bungie, a lot more shilling. He used to be like, I don't know, a little bit more critical, and now it seems like he just waves and gives excuses, but he still gives some good topics to talk about. So shout out to Paul for bringing out some interesting topics. And the Destinies, the best and worst of Destiny 2025, right? I think this is a good spot to talk about. And we're obviously going to be seeing his thoughts, but we're absolutely going to jump in to see whether I think it's like if he's on the dollar or not, right? I'm absolutely going to give my opinion on it. So let's see what he says. I'm starting up a new little award show here where, damn, next year, if Destiny's still around, we absolutely got to do a game show, or if I even give a shit by that time, but we should definitely do an award show just for Destiny. Damn. Oh, we can have the community vote on it too. Like, who's the biggest Bungie ball fondler? And we could just like take votes. Let's see. So we have the best weapon, the Praxis Blade, or best exotic weapon. I would say, yeah. I think the Praxis Blade is probably will be dominant until they nerf it. I think there's other exotic weapons that have kind of taken a backseat. Personally, when we're talking about 2025, I think there's some other exotics that have kind of swept through. Like Divinity. No, I'm joking. No, not Divinity. Choir of One. I think Choir of One is still very powerful, very strong, and it is you absolutely can just use it in everything in the game. You can use it in Grandmasters, you can use it in raids, dungeons. Like, I personally think it's very powerful, very strong. Wait, hold on, what? Sorry, they just canceled school for students. I just got a notification, kind of took my attention away, but enough of that. I think Choir of One would be my personal best exotic because it's so versatile. It's very strong. Sure, Praxis Blade is very powerful, but I think Choir of One had a stronger time in the year, and when previously in Episode Echoes, it was obviously strong, but I think a lot of people don't understand. And like, it's kind of been replaced because of Mint Retrograde and the ARC version. I already forgot what it's called. Like, those have kind of replaced it. But if they ever nerf the rocket-assisted micro missile frames, I do think Choir One will still be very strong. But I don't know. You can let me know what you think the best exotic was. Legendary weapon, Mint Retrograde. I would agree. I mean, this thing is just, they even nerfed the super generation you got from this thing, but it is still, they nerfed the ammo capacity. It is just so damn good. It is talk about a gun. It's funny because it used to be grenade launchers were good, and then it went to wave frame grenade launchers, and then it went to aerial denial frames. Well, okay, it went sidearms, assisted rocket sidearms. Then it went to aerial denial frames, and then they murdered that, and then it went to micro missile frames for pulse rifles. It's crazy where they just keep making an archetype for specials that's better than the others, which is funny. I think the strength that micro missile frames are should be what primaries are. I think primaries should feel strong. I'm gonna say something very controversial here. I know this is not on topic. I think special weapons should do something special, unique, like aerial frames did not like do a lockdown effect. You have wave frames that do wave attacks. Like, I feel like personally that primaries should do a shit ton of damage and should be the primary form of doing damage, and then specials could be like ad clear or snipers, right? Snipers could be extra DPS, all that jazz, right? I know that's I don't know like the technicals, but it's just a thought that's out there. But I overall, I feel like, what if this wasn't a micro special weapon? What if this was just a pulse rifle and it felt that good in PvE? Just felt damn strong. Best legendary weapon. Yeah, we already talked about that. Best build, the Warlock Buddy. Is that the best build? I don't know. I'm going to say like maybe now. I think most of 2025, the best has got to be the Hunter Grapple. Like, Hunter Grapple for the longest time was deleting everything in the game, including raid bosses. Like, sure, the easiest build was definitely the Buddy Warlock build, but I think the grapple build was far more potent and overall better in 2025. Then we have Nothing Manacles. How did this pass QA build? Nothing Manacles Warlock. I don't know if I would call this broken, but with the level of mob density has reached and using 98% of weapons, that's funny. That's not even the problem anymore. Nothing Manacles is great for ad clear, but what has it's funny, we've gone beyond that, because now it's, instead of how did Nothing Manacles pass QA, it's now how did magnetic grenades with controversial holds pass QA, because it's deleting everything in the game. Best subclass, Prismatic. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'll be honest. Prismatic, don't get me wrong, is very strong. Yeah. I was gonna say Void, but I'm thinking Void on Hunter, and it's just gotten better with the bow buffs. And then Titan kind of still floundering in Void. So yeah, I would say Prismatic is good on all three classes. So yeah, Prismatic is still number one. Worst subclass, Stasis. As much as I'd hate to say it, but yeah, Stasis. The removing of Unstoppable Champions is such a weird, like, they did that as a panic to rocket assisted and like any special weapons that have it. And it feels so fucking stupid. Like, hey, let's have every other subclass take on 2 champions, but Stasis, fuck you. You're only going to deal with 1. Yeah, that was such a stupid ass choice for them to do. Best new character, Lodi. Considering there wasn't really that many other people, I mean, yeah, I would say that's kind of like default. I mean, the other one is Anor, the generic ass Jedi. Like, Lodi at least is interesting. Best moment, Dead 3. I don't know if that's the best. I honestly, you know what? Wait, hold on. When was the end of Heresy? Hold on. When did episode Heresy end? Destiny 2 end of episode Heresy date. When was this? When did it end? Okay. So I've got to give it. Okay, so episode Heresy Act 2. All right, so episode Heresy was still 2025. This is why. I personally, Dead 3 was fine. Who gives a shit? I think the coolest part was, or even though it's still cheap, Orcs literally shit talking his sisters. Like, especially who's like, nothing was fucking cooler than having Orcs be like, you killed me? Bruh. Like, that was such a fucking cool, like, yes, outside of most episode heresy, it was like, but that was such a fucking cool moment where, like, literally Oryx is like, you my bro. You killed me, sword logic dictates. You the king. All hell the king. And he wanted us to be the Taken King. Sorry, I was doing a lot of shit talking, and then I got Sonic. So here's your Sonic cup for the episode. Tasty. But yeah, I would say that the back and forth between Oryx and you, and he's like, yo, he's like shit talking his sisters. SS tier. Worst moment, Ash. No. Worst moment, Destiny 2 in 2025, period. The announcement of Marathon. Worst edition, The Portal. Let's read it together. The Portal may have been fine on its own as a centralized place to find activities, but basing the entire game around it, its modifiers, and its power grind made players lose hope about the future of the game. If this is what it was going to be during the 5.5 months of dead time between expansions. Yeah, I mean, this is awful. That's how I feel about it. Best game edition, Universal Exotic. Damn. You know the game is fucking suffering if this is the best game edition. The most exciting thing is Universal Exotic ornaments. Damn. I'm gonna have to say the stat rework. I do think the stat rework made a lot. Let's be honest. Requiring you to always have max resilience on every fucking character was so damn annoying. So the stat rework did do a good job at making armor more valuable. Outside of like the obviously the set bonuses, which is cool, but I think the most impactful addition was definitely the change the stats, and it made like intellect was pointless most of the time except for PvP. It feels like every stat now that they've kind of been balanced out a little bit, and they've continued to buff what the interactions with the stats. I do feel like it feels like choice matters more. Let's see, destination power, the worst, Matter Spark. Yeah, it was awful. It was so awful. Destination power. I like how it's a power, not an ability. It's a mechanic. Destination mechanic is Matter Spark. It is awful. Best is Strand Pike. The Strand Pike is really cool. Don't get me wrong. The Strand Pike really showed us that they could easily, they could have easily done a Sparrow racing. It's crazy when a mobile game can do it better than you. I'm like, what the fuck? But the ATST like is absolutely the best. It crushes the campaign when fully maxed. It crushes in invasions. It crushes when you're just playing the Lawless Frontier. It is just the best thing ever. Worst decision, the Portal 450 power grind. No. The whole power grind, not the 450 grind, the whole damn grind. In terms of actual gameplay, Bungie decided that the Portal should serve as a gateway to an absolutely tedious grind to 450, 550, and all tier 5 loot. It's just awful. It was the most retarded decision. And the fact that they didn't see it coming a mile away, like the whole, like, you know that they do not listen to their community. You know that they're shitty leaders when the leader, Tyson, comes out like, we didn't know that they weren't going to be, we didn't know they weren't going to like this. Even though they completely rolled back multiple times power grinding in the past and seasons and episodes because players didn't like it or want it. We didn't know, we changed the game too fast. Fucking retard. Fire Tyson, send his ass to the Shadow Realm. Best decision, Renegade's Portal side laning. That played into this where the Portal has taken a backseat as well. Yes, granted, what also took a backseat was also destinations, because they removed the destinations completely. But again, this is more prototypical to Destiny and how it's always been. I just wish this was, instead of having this screen, we already have these planets. So put these nodes on the planet, put this on the planet, put this on the planet, like on Mars. Like Mars node isn't really being used except for some things. Like you might as well just give it its whole destination, in my opinion, but whatever. Like Tharsis Outpost could literally fit on Mars in the destination map. But yeah, overall, I agree with most of what he put. Like, yeah, I agree. Like based, except for the I think the shilling for Edge of Fate is stupid. Like I think the whole saga for Edge of Fate is absolute ass cheeks. And to be honest, I think the Oryx the interaction was far more entertaining. Also, like, I mean, thinking about the fact that Eris became a fucking like god and was sitting there like slapping, like throwing shade at Oryx the entire time. Like, bitch, I got your ass. I got you. Like, it was the funny banter, even though I didn't like the overall, like the story didn't accomplish fucking anything. At least it was enjoyable to see Oryx interact, right? It was still cool. It was still cool. Nostalgia berries, but still cool. Let me know what you guys think. What was your best and worst of 2025? And what would your list be? I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, game out.